Hey, GTA fans and general viewers, Meta here sitting in with Pusher.
Yo.
And we're just going over a lot of the previews from the previous week on GTA 5. Based on this screen's demo shown off to a number of publications, you had these lots of information, screenshots, and of course the three protagonist trailers on Michael, Franklin, and Trevor. We're currently in pre-production on the final installment of GTAF Presents For the Love of Money Part 3, but we wanted to take a minute out just to comment on some of the cool new info and details that have been released in the last week or so. Looking at those trailers, just to get started, what are some of your favorite things you're seeing in those, and do you have anything in particular that's your favorite so far, Pusher?
I'm in love with all the trailers. I really can't pick anything out. I'm kind of one of those people that's just like, GTA 5, and yeah. But I do have to say, particularly, I do like the trailer for Michael and the trailer for Trevor. We talked about this before. I'm not the biggest fan of the other trailer, but we won't get into that right now.
Okay, well, for me, it's an apples and oranges thing. I think they're all excellent for different things. Michael's got a nice balance of sort of like the domestic thing going on, but they also show he's got some real chops with the criminal life. He can really get down if he has to. A lot of people commenting on how he looks younger and a little more filled out now. Looks like they kind of took a little bit of a change on his character model compared to earlier screenshots and stuff. Darker hair is. It's kind of funny. I like this comedian Jimmy Norton. And there's certain expressions he makes in certain screenshots that look just like Jimmy Norton's face. It actually freaks me out. I'm like, what? I don't know.
Maybe they're trying to tell you something.
Well, I know O&A have done some voices for GTA 5 this go-around. There's been some light talk about it, and they did some in 4 as well. Jimmy Norton in particular had his own little this little thing that he did in 4 on that court show program, and that was really funny. Anyway, I also like Franklin's. I just thought there was a lot of just outright action in Franklin's, a lot of cool, just a good, cool, classic San Andreas vibe almost running through that, just very updated, obviously updated, and they used the Kendrick Lamar in the background, which we used that for our episode 2, a little instrumental from him.
Yeah, I can say that. I mean, I can definitely. The thing I will say about all 3 trailers is I think Michael's did a good job of showing the guy trying to make everything better for himself, but still getting drawn back into it. Franklin's was definitely more the action movie oriented kind of thing, and then Trevor's was definitely the comic relief kind of vibe going on there.
Oh yeah, Trevor's an absolute nut, man, and. It's hilarious, some of the topics. We saw a topic pop up this week. It was like, is Trevor gay? And I was just like, just because he's like, you want me to get my dick out? I'm like, I have like 10 friends that'll say something crazy and stupid like that. Like, it's just him. He's nuts. He's going to say something that's going to, like, shock you. Like, he tells Michael's wife earlier in the preview, oh, a nice new tootsie out there, like that kind of thing, Like, I mean, it's not anything particular. He just wants to get a good reaction out of people, and he'll say something really off the wall to do it.
I think we're all like that to an extent, so.
No impulse control. I like it. Trevor's got none. That's a wonderful. He's going to be a really fun character to play, you can tell. So, within that, there have also been a lot of screenshots. We're going to pull up some screenshots now here and kind of move through them and just kind of talk about a few of the ones we really like and ones that catch us. So, Pusher, just stop me if you see something in particular that grabs you.
Well, the first thing I can say right off the bat, we talked about this before, was the satellite dishes and the lightning.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful, beautiful shot. And, it also, in the same token, the old one from the pier with the waves rolling in and the lightning. Really good to see there might be more attention to weather. There you go, back one. More attention to weather effects. I mean, because they had them in GTA 4 and other games, but it looks like they're really paying attention to the detail on this one. And it's a little thing, but I think it brings the world to life.
I mean, the one thing I've seen, people really commented on it a lot. Lightning and really dynamic weather effects have been in GTA 4. They've been in Red Dead Redemption, and even going back. I mean, I'd say respectively, even back to earlier titles on the PS2. They've always done their best to make weather feel very believable to a certain degree. But I mean, the lightning just looks exceptionally present. It's just like solid from the sky to the ground. When you look at these pictures, just like, holy crap, that looks real as hell.
Exactly. I hear if you dodge 100 lightning bolts, you actually get Michael's endgame weapon. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's good they could bring back.
Yeah, you can quote me on that.
Back from a very aggravating game. And let's see here, another one that I liked. Let me just see. There was one. Oh yeah, the very first one I really liked, and I think it's just because of the information that was tied to it. You see this car just driving off the side of the bridge, just busting off the sort of the opening on the side of this bridge, and
you got the chopper in pursuit in the background.
Yeah, I got a blimp up there. Everyone's got little questions about those blimps. But,
I didn't even notice that. That's excellent.
Yeah. What's cool, I think, was just the information that was tied to this photo, and that you will, of course, they had breaks in bridges like this in 4. That's not really anything new, but they'll have certain, I guess, places with somewhat destructible environments. There'll be things that you can kind of break through, not just these little divider things, those little traffic things on the side of the bridge here, but actual things that you can break for a period of time. And then, I imagine you come back later and they'll be repopped and you can break them again.
That'd be great.
That's really cool. Back in the day, I really wanted sort of a, something I had suggested, several years ago, was that, having played games like Mercenaries, maybe not fully destructible buildings, but things like bridges or parts of buildings you could break, and then there'd be a script and you see like a construction crew move in, and after a period of time you'd come back and it'd be fixed again and you could break it again. Just anything like that. That'd be awesome. Really add to the game.
Yeah, they're going to release a DLC where you take on the role of a motor vehicles worker and a construction worker who constantly have to repair stuff that gets hit by cars. So it's going to be awesome.
Right.
So.
You got to consider, all the lives of those construction workers on the Death Star. It's one of those things.
Yeah,
we never consider the plight of people who have to come in and clean up our mess after a rampage in Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, so we're going to really bring the reality to show you that it's going to be filing paperwork for 5 hours DLC. Before I forget too,
the city committee for the budget on rebuilding the that'd be pretty fucking
exactly
boring.
Micromanagement. But yeah, before we get off that pictures, I'm also thinking is like that blimp maybe. I know they're big fans of movies like we are. They're huge movie heads, and I would love to see something of View to a Kill style, maybe involving a bridge. I don't know if anybody remembers that movie, but that'd be interesting. It's one of the Roger Moore Bond.
What specifically happened on the blimp in that movie?
It was one of the Roger Moore James Bond movies with Christopher Walken, and the blimp the cables got tied up on a bridge.
Walken was in one of the Bond movies?
Walken was in one of it. He played, what was his name, Zoran?
Whoa, freaking A.
Yeah.
He's been in everything, though. He's just one of those guys. And then, let's see, I think, did you like the underwater photo? I remember you saying something about that.
I like the underwater photo, mainly in this one because you can see somebody behind him. It's not going to be one of those singular exploration things that look like this might be part of an actual, some kind of salvage mission or something there.
Well, yeah, they said that's one of the things that's really cool. We talked about stash spots being under the water on the map in episode 2.
Yeah.
One of the things that they said was that when you go to these spots, there will be underwater treasure to discover, kind of. But once you get to those locations, you're not going to be the only one looking for those treasures. There's actually going to be other people in opposition to you, possibly waiting to ambush you or fight over it with you. So you'll have a little bit of a challenge too, which is awesome. It's just really cool.
Got to go to ammunition and get a harpoon gun now.
Exactly, for sure. Let's see here. I don't really know what to say about this bike. I just love it. I don't know what kind of effect that is on the front of it. It kind of makes me think of a Vader from an earlier edition. This weird striping across the front. Franklin looks like maybe a West Coast member of the Lost and the Damned himself wearing that helmet, which I really kind of like as he's sort of breaking the stereotype there, just looking like a solid hardcore biker in that, which is cool because it kind of makes you think of the fact that they are going to let you really customize these characters and make them your own. I have this thing in my mind that Trevor, at some point will be able to like actually clean up his act and be able to dress all nicely, or like with a tie and a white collar and tie kind of thing, like defense from falling down with Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
I just want to walk into a like a burger shot dressed as defense, asking why I can't get breakfast. Yeah, I just want to go through the whole.
I just want it to look like the picture.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's freaking cool. Let's see here. Moving forward, I think this was a pic that we both agreed on.
Oh yeah, we did.
And I have a friend who was talking about this picture down in the reservoir here, man. Just freaking along the lines. They had something like this in San Andreas, but this just looks really open and cool. And I like the fact that there's like water that's like pooled in the bottom of it and everything. So you could like run your car through it and see the water like splashing up as you're like getting chased by the cops and everything. That just looks like and just the scene, man. The level of detail on this scene is so believable. I mean, they're really putting it. The immersion is just over the top.
Yeah, yeah. If you look,
this is a postcard.
If you look up in front of the bridge there, down in the culvert, you can see John Connor being pursued by the T-1000. So
absolutely, he's there. But yeah, I mean, this is great. You got this little detail. These guys down at the bottom being in hot pursuit by these cops. It's just kind of cool too, because it seems like such a small detail of the picture itself. It's like, this is an everyday occurrence here. No big deal.
Well, yeah. Hey, look at it. You got ripple effects on the water. You got lighting effects on the water.
In the sky.
Yeah, landing on those wonderfully detailed high-tension lines.
Sure, man. It's a really, really great picture. And then, like, moving forward here...
you got to find your Franklin pick, your J.J. Abrams Franklin pick.
Oh, yeah, that thing is off the chain. Oh, but we
must stop for this.
we would be remiss if we did not stop here at... the fact that strippers are once again prominently featured in the game, really crossing my fingers that there will be no pasties involved. I think we've crossed a bridge with Max Payne on the second disc of Max Payne 3.
The tits disc.
Yeah, we call that the boobies disc. We saw some... well, I wouldn't say the best specimens, but we did see, in fact, full frontal nudity in that, and I think we're ready for that. Is America ready for full frontal nudity in a Grand Theft Auto? I think so. At least as far as females are concerned. We unfortunately crossed the bridge with men already, and I'm just kind of wondering, can we, turnabout's fair play? Let's get those pasties off, please.
Well, to be honest, too, it's the fact that America is populated by people who have children. So I think at some point, seeing nudity was involved in your life. So just get the fuck over it.
Yeah, it's true, and I mean, obviously, this is rated maturely for a mature audience. The fact that someone's parents are going to be offended by nudity means that they weren't paying attention to what they were buying for their kid. But that's a whole other conversation.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. Moving forward, I said one thing I did like was the. Bahama West, the Bahama Mamas West, just because in Ballad of Gay Tony, that was a freaking awesome club. My only complaint was it wasn't open all the time. I actually would have liked to have just gone in there. You had to go back and replay the mission to have an entry to that interior. But they did a really good job on it. It was, to me, as interesting, if not more interesting, than Mason at 9, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's inside there.
Oh hell, you sound like a hardcore patron right there. I'm Meta Pathos, and this is my favorite place on the Citadel.
That's right. I'm your tour guide here in Los Santos, and we're gonna move through. Yeah, absolutely. This just looks really cool to me, and I had some complaints about there not being enough clubs in the initial version of GTA 4. I think they kind of turned that around with Ballad of Gay Tony, but they're there now. I remember you said you really liked this photo of Franklin moving along with the shotgun in front of the helicopter.
I really liked the spotlight effect. How it's cast in the silhouette, and you got like things sort of lost in the detail there. It's really, really cool. It'd be nice to see. Just see more lighting effects used well, like this looks like it's going to be right here. So,
yeah, I think one thing that's really happened, and I think we could probably sort of, in what I want to say about Franklin, moving to that last photo with him, standing in the J.J. Abrams pick, as we call it, where they lined up his pistol sight here perfectly with the lighting, and I can't tell if that's like an old gas station that's been fenced off or air, like it could be like a.
It looks like running lights at an airport.
Yeah, like an airport. Yeah, I mean, I was going to say kind of looks like a prison fence line, but at the same time, yeah, it could be an airport in the background there. I think the thing with Franklin is, with this new trailer, he's kind of gone from like the misnomer, sort of young and like up and coming guy that didn't really have much of I guess a personality or features. Like, people really didn't have a strong sense of who he was prior to this newest trailer, but he really looks like the legitimate muscle now. I mean, like, he's coming out. Like, I think from prior, like, to this, it just, people really didn't know what he was about. I mean, it was obvious to tell that, Trevor was like the wild, crazy guy, and Michael was like the sort of more seasoned, coming back out of retirement gangster type, and obviously Franklin is like a African American guy from the hood, but I mean, it just seemed way too general when you first got to look at him. Now to me, he really starts to seem and show some character, not just in the trailers but in the pictures that have been revealed.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's looking like it's gonna like work up to be like Michael's the brains, Franklin's the brawn, and Trevor is everything that nobody wants to fucking do.
Right. He's going to be the guy who gets the dirty work done at the end of the day. But in that, I think there's going to be a lot of fun playing him. Also, being that he's like his stats with the new ability system, his stats are going to be like he's actually considered to be the best driver. And you know me, I'm all about being on a bike all the time.
All the time. Yeah, I don't drive in cars very often. You won't see me anything with four wheels too often if I have any choice in the matter whatsoever. Or he's not if you're not flipping it off of swing sets,
Right. Yeah. If there isn't a swing set around, you're not going to see me in anything with four wheels. But given this, I think that I'll probably spend a lot of time with him because he's the best driver, man. I really freaking want to just hit those curves just the right way on bikes, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the new bikes are going to be for sure. I think this would be our final pick that we both agree with. This was great. The planning board, man. The planning board is really...
It's everything we wanted.
Oh, for sure. I mean, one of the most exciting things they've said within this and these detailed heist missions is that you will not just have one approach to a heist. You can go in there, balls to the wall, kicking open the door, very obvious, guns in your face, everybody get on the floor kind of thing. Or you can actually approach these things in a really stealthy, cool, sort of planned out, meticulous, professional manner. And you can look at this board and just see that's exactly what they're doing. They have the closed circuit televisions, marked out on this photo. There's a picture of the alarm. There's a picture of the vents. There's a tunnel mentioned on the right side.
He's wearing a pest control outfit. So.
Right. So he's already getting into uniform, sort of a... basically disguise for what he's looking to do. This is the jewelry store, obviously, with a picture of the jewelry right there at the bottom. Hey, these are the kind of things that we actually want to get out of this. And from there, it's just really cool that you have the replay, like a replay option. I'm kind of hoping it's not like Ballad of Gay Tony, where your percentage point is based on meeting a certain rating or satisfaction within that replay, but at the same time being able to go back and tackle these heists with different approaches. It's going to give it a ton of replayability for sure.
Oh yeah. Something that's not just this uniform. There is one way to approach it, because we've done that.
Sure. So kind of moving on to the last bit here, we'll talk about. There's been a number of features revealed, things that are really cool, and I think, what are some of the ones that you feel you're most excited by? For me, just getting into this, the most surprising one, because we've talked about so much in the past. Well, and Rockstar was very adamant about this before, that there would be no property buying of houses, garages, businesses, marinas.
Yep.
All those things can be purchased now. They've for an extra revenue source. They just kind of, with no explanation other than they said they were listening to fan complaints or feedback or something, and that's why they decided.
I see what you did there.
Game. Yeah. But it's there now, which is great. I'm not going to say it's a bad thing. I'm very happy about it. And we actually have a section coming up in part 3 where we kind of talk about it a little bit. about what we consider what makes that a rewarding experience to have a business in a game like Grand Theft Auto. Anything else that you just really like about some of the new features revealed there, Pusher?
Well, there's two things that sort of jumped out at me, and keep in mind I'm slightly ill prepared for this. I've been very busy, but I got to say, weapon customization, silencer, scopes, extended mags, laser sights, and more.
Right.
That does interest me. So to be able to deck out, not just deck yourself out with guns, but a little more customization to those guns, kind of make yourself like better in different situations.
Yeah.
And I'm interested in how the citizens will react to you. Will work out, because one of the things I do classically like is that I could run up to a car, smash out the window, and everybody else is just walking along on their phone. It's going to be interesting to see what happens now if they react to you.
Yeah, man, it is really cool to consider that. I like the fact that the pedestrians are going to be a lot more involved now, and we kind of talk about that as one of the things. The other thing, the iFruit, the game's new phone, could be used to snap pictures.
Yes.
And upload them to Rockstar Social Club. Days before they revealed this, I guess we kind of revealed this. It was actually pretty cool. I mean, I think it was kind of a given in a weird sort of way with that one photo that we showed at the end of the second episode of that car. It really looked like it had a filter option on it. So from there, we just kind of took the ball and ran. And it's cool to just see that that's actually been verified. And that'll, there's going to be a lot of fun opportunities to use that in the free roam lobby and in the single player game.
Yeah, just warning you right now, anybody who's friends with Meta on Facebook, it will be littered with shots from GTA 5. So don't ever hope to see anything but that for like the first few months.
Right. And another idea from episode 1 that's come to play, the build-up, basically it says a lot of these things, they build up to bigger heists where the execution must be flawless. They'll require the right crew, which you can recruit, and players will have to decide on the cheap option, which results in less skilled people, or paying more for skilled crew members that'll take a larger cut of the money. So you actually can do that in the sense that there are going to be people with abilities, drivers, wheelmen, technicians, hackers, people that you can actually hire to take along on these heists with you. That is awesome. It's great to see that that's actually become a reality.
It'd be interesting to see if they also could apply that to some level of, you can hire an NPC, or maybe you can even like hire in a friend for that mission in a co-op sense.
Well, they said that the longer that these characters also, I guess, survive, they're bringing back some of those RPG elements like stat building. So if your characters that you hire on survive the mission and you bring them on for the next one, they'll actually build, their stats will build. Based on the success from the previous mission, which is great.
Excellent.
I'm all for that. Let's see here. And I'm just trying to think, was there anything else that we haven't really covered? Just a feature that was really exciting for like all this new information that's come out.
Honestly, I think we got what we initially set out to do. Anything we may have missed, you can see in the upcoming episode 3 of For the Love of Money.
Sure, yeah, there's a number of things we'll be getting to here, particularly multiplayer. That's something that they've talked nothing about, and we have a lot to say about multiplayer going into this last installment of For the Love of Money. So keep your eyes peeled for that. For all those who've watched us and enjoyed the episodes we put out so far, we certainly appreciate your support.
Thank you so much, everyone. Yes.
Yeah, it's really been cool to see so many people being like-minded on this. And well, that's about all we have for now. This is Pusher here.
Yo.
And Meta, and we are out the door. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for listening, if you did.